Oh, yeah. The dogs are already barking. I've been sitting down here and talking to Mike on the phone for the last half an hour. Now, no barking. As soon as I start to record. Okay, we are back at the farm. Everything is done up until the harvest tomorrow. So I've got Mr. Auger Wagon and Mr. Harvester waiting. I've got our planter waiting after that. One of our viewers did say that Brian Rutherford was saying that, like, with that stubble from the, what's it called? Sorghum, that you would have to use some kind of cutter, probably like a roller, not a roller, but like a cultivator with the wheels. What do they call those? Like a, now my brain is not working. Not a pyro, disc harrow. You'd use a discer is what I'm trying to think. To cut that stuff up, and then you would use one of these to put it down. He said there are some seeders that will do it, but not this type. It doesn't have enough of a up front part. He said it would just get all tangled, and then the thing would drill properly. So we did that unrealistically, but there you go. So right now we have, these are going to be probably 100% fertilized on all of these fields then that we did because we did fertilizer and thingy. So we shouldn't need any more fertilizer once that's all done. And then the semi truck is here waiting. I brought the Mac up front and parked her. And I wish I could get the wheels silver on that. I don't know why. We'll see if we can do that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and we're going to go and fast forward until tomorrow, which is the first day of September. We are keeping up with the months. This is the dawning, it's the age of September us. Please remember us. 8 o'clock should be just fine. That's when I wake up in real life. I'll tell you what, having my wife have this barn, even though I'm not working full time anymore, it really helps my life actually, except for the fact I'm tired all the time because I don't go to bed when I'm supposed to. It has kept us on schedule, which is nice. I feel like I get a lot more done during the day because I actually wake up early and start doing stuff. Otherwise, I'm a slouch. And so, okay, look at now. This is what we planted yesterday. So that's ready for harvest. Everything is ready. Look how nice the farm looks. Got this green nitrogen everywhere. All right. Let's go ahead and... This does not look like it's ready to harvest yet. What? How did that happen? This is canola, isn't it? Soybeans. Oh, soybeans don't go harvestable until October. Okay, well, what's in the shop? We didn't look today. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's a good deal. Case staggered 2. 425. Oh, man. How much is the vulture worth? 31,000. Oh, easy come, easy go. All right, so we are going to look at frig. That sucks. I want that. We need to look at our fields the chart. I want the growing chart again. So according to this chart, if we would like to do, we could do canola, wheat and barley. We don't need to do sorghum again for a while. So we could do, I would say, I'd say do canola on this field because this is huge. And then do wheat and barley on these fields and get them planted today. All right. Now, I think this will use like almost no fertilizer, but it might. Let's see, what's our... That's canola. And... I'm going to put down our first couple passes just to make sure everything's working right. Gosh, the dogs. Bark, bark. So let's see what this does. I want to see what this looks like. Canola's growing. Weeder. No data found. Yield potential 100%. Expected yield. Weeds are growing. Crop type canola. Why is there no data found? Did I not precision farm this field? I don't know that I ever collected data for this field. So somebody said that you can do data just automatically. So let's see if this can work. Purchase the soil information. Gosh almighty. Yeah, well, there we go. $23,000. Oh! Okay, well, now we know. pH value is okay. It's a little on the low side, but this will make us not waste fertilizer. So the yield is expected now 93%. And as this thing goes, that should get it back up to 100%-ish. But we need to, that means we'll probably need to do some. So let's check this out and see what we got going on here. Yeah, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. But because the pH value is just okay, it's making that drop a little bit to the 90s of expected yield. That's better than 67% expected yield, though. So, there we go. So we are going to use a little bit of fertilizer as we go. But we already put down a fair amount. And once again, next year, we'll put slurry down first. Well, we made all that money selling the milk, but we lost half of it having to pay for the field values. But I needed that information. That could, we could make that up in the amount of money that we get from going from 60% to 98% or whatever, 90%. That's going to factor big down the road in our production. So we did need to do that, but it still hurt a little bit. So we finally reached September, and the farm is looking great. Financially, we're going to be doing great in a couple weeks here, or a couple months here, once it's time to sell. And once that harvest is done, we'll have to one more field. That plant we probably won't plant that again until next year. We'll do soybeans again on that field. Whoops. Because of the curve, it makes the tractor turn a little bit, and so I haven't been going entirely straight. This is where using the GPS mod would probably be a good idea. I still haven't learned how to use it. I don't even know that I have. I don't think I have it installed on this one. But it'd be nice to be able to use GPS mod, especially on a farm this big, because then you don't have to pay your worker fees. I believe that you just use the GPS mod and you sit in your tractor and your guy does the work, but excuse me. wonder if farmers fall asleep when they're like doing GPS. Like, do they just let it go and kind of just, you know, monitor and occasionally pass out? Like, I've been doing this all day, and finally I'm just like, anyway. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this planted, and we're gonna do all 3 fields today. So my guys got some work to do. I may give you a couple work shots here, and then we'll continue on. So I'll see you in just a minute. Turns out I screwed this all up. I forgot to turn on the auto application rate, so we're actually going to be using quite a bit of fertilizer, surprisingly. Yeah, and so, well, so I'm going to have to come back here and run the slurry machine just on this area, that strip there. I'll try to get right. Can't believe I did that. Or I'll just leave it, because the rest of the field will be fine now. So you look here, bad. Here, bad, good. Devil, bad. God, good. 71. Jeez. Still only going to 78%. So next we need to line these fields after this harvest too. So we'll still get a decent harvest, but it's not going to be the perfect harvest. Oh well. Dang it! Back to work. All right, so this guy is doing his work. I got the field cut out, and he's going to finish the rest of it. It is using a lot of fertilizer. I don't know what happened again. I'm learning how to use this. This is really the first time I've done a lot with whatever it's freaking called. The Crop Plus or whatever it's called. Freaking, what is the name of that product? Precision farming. It's like right there on the screen. Hopefully it'll be easier on these. I don't know. It's just because that field, I should have done it first. Anyway, so he's off working. In the meantime, we have some tasks that we need to accomplish that I'm going to do today. We need to take the horses for a ride. Cows are doing. We need to add some food to the cows. Let's check the barn and see how Figs is looking. Yeah, we can add a lot of food and some straw. They have max 30,000 on the bale, so it's 19,000 in there right now. I'd like to clean this up a little bit too. Seems like we're not producing any more eggs. It could be because it's such a mess. So we need to ride Tango and Mako as our first chores. Yay! Crap. All right. So I'm going to go ride the horse. I'll be back. Oh, another thing that we need to do today is we're going to need to mow. That grass is ready on that field. We'll check the other field here and see. I think we're good on silage, so we'll make hay this time. I'm trying to see. Do we have hay in this? What do we got? 500,000 liters of straw. 89,000. Yeah, so we're going to fill it up with hay. And then the rest will sell. Yeah, that field's definitely ready for mowing also. So that's another thing that we have to do today. Though one harvest has fallen through, the other one is going to happen. So I'll get the Vultra hooked up for that while this guy continues to seed the fields. I'll have something to do on both ends. All right, so it's time to get the mow on. What do we got? Windrower. So we're going to be doing hay today. Hey. Hey, we're the monkeys. People say we monkey around. But we are, unfortunately, too busy singing to bring anybody down. So cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Oh, for God's sake. Oh, come on. Quit hitting stuff. Sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? I'm kind of tired. I feel like I could use a good nap. Because I had a Charlie horse last night. It was like, nee! And I was like, whoa, God, my leg. And so needless to say, I didn't sleep very good. Swath mode. Yes, dropping. I want to change the swath mode. There we go. Both open. Both elephant. Little joke from the past. Okay. And front mower is going to unfold. Nope. Oh my God. So move that up there and then get the back mowers on. Come on, baby. What are you doing? Nobody told you to put the fly up. All right. And so the mowing begins. We got planting, we got mowing. Got all kinds of stuff going on Chapman Farm today. All kinds of excitement. I still gotta harvest those stumps too, just to make sure that we don't hit them as we're driving around, breaking the tractor. There's the other tractor now. He's in the process of delivering fertilizer and seed. My neighbor said, why don't you're in 2 tractors at once? I said, because I just have me. He's like, I'll help. So there he is. Taking $1,000 an hour. But earnings keep ready tractor. And heck, I'm letting him use my equipment, so. A little role play for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the mowing done. Next step is to Ted. And we'll get these fields pretty quickly taken care of now that we have the right kit. This is a fast moving mowing kit, so. Someday maybe we'll get a big M. We'll see. That's a lot of money for a mower. And we don't really need it. But it would be kind of nice. I've missed the spot. Alright, let's turn around here and get that little strip that I missed. There's my wife. I need to start dinner here soon. I'm going to get this field mowed first, though. I got to make some. We're going to make spaghetti tonight. It should be delicious. I'm trying to think if there's anything exciting to tell you guys. So really, it's been kind of a quiet, busy, but quiet week. The last 2 weeks have just been pretty much me going to do photo shoots or weddings. I visited my kids on Saturday. Today's my first day off since I pretty much lost my job. We've just been going and going and going and going, and so it's kind of nice to have a quiet day. The problem is, I am tired, so I'm struggling getting this episode done. Like I'm like in between segments, I'm like sleeping on the chair. I'm just like, well, the guy's doing his work. No harm done. No harm, no foul. Just finished farming. So, all right. So I'm going to finish this up, and I will see you guys once it's done. All right. The magnum is finished. We need to select our next crop, which is going to be wheat. So this whole field has been planted with canola. Aruba, canola. Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. I also finished mowing both of those fields. They need to be tedded now to dry the grass. And what else needs to happen? What happened? Oh, we're here. That was quick. I didn't realize it was coming right up on us. Oh God, this is going to need a ton of fertilizer too. Well, I thought, what's the point of doing the... I feel like, what's the point of doing the sausage, whatever it's called, the oilseed radish, the oilseed sausage? What's the point? Like the radish should have brought that up super high, and we didn't have to use so much fertilizer. But there you have it. We're using a ton. Thanks, oilseed radish, for doing nothing. Oh well, at least we'll get a good crop yield. Oops. Trying to stay right on it. I'll tell you what, the one downside doing these farm sim episodes, man, this takes a long time. I've been here since 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It is now almost 5. I'm still working on this first recording. That's why there's less episodes. I apologize. I know you guys are like, wow, how can you get so many, let's say, Derail Valley episodes done, or SnowRunner? Because when we do SnowRunner, 1 hour equals like 3 episodes, you know, or 1 hour, one session equals 3 episodes. Whereas with Farm Sim, like 5 sessions equal 1 episode. So it's like a 5-to-1 ratio. Anything else that I record, I usually can use most of what I'm recording. There's not a lot of dead space. But unfortunately with Farm Sim... Crap, I missed a spot. You jerk. So anyway. Yes. It is, yes. That actually worked out well. I need to do this section here by hand. So it's that little cutaway. And then we'll need to run a couple passes at the top of the field, and then I'll be ready to let the worker loose to do the rest of the field. And then I can continue back and we'll do some more haying. I gotta put the mowers away though and get them cleaned. There we go. Oops. Stay straight. Perfect. Perfecto. So this horse seeder has been a very nice addition to the farm. It definitely it's still a lot of work, but it is helping us get things done a lot faster. So I'm kudos to that. I'm happy with the way that that's worked out. Oh, by the way, if you like the little montage we did at the beginning of the last video, that guitar is me. It's from my album Timeless. What are you doing? No one said that. Oh my God! Why won't this start? That I recorded with my friend Chris. He was the studio owner. This we're talking back in the day. I think I recorded that. The recording session started in '93 and went through '95. And it was a pretty cheesy album. Like, listening back to it now as an adult, I'm like, I just pretty much copied a lot of the songs that I liked. It wasn't very good. I'm like, yeah, that sounds just like U2, and that song sounds a lot like Foreigner, and that one sounds a lot like, fill in the blank. But I was young, trying to be creative, and bands do copy each other, but it was a little too much. I wasn't happy with how much I sounded like a bunch of other music. Listening to it now, my second album was a much crappier quality album. It was called Fanfare, and did not do very well, and it was much better writing. What I wish I could have written in the studio. But at that point, then I was independent because, studio cost a lot of time, and then Chris was out of the business by then. So anyway, but I still work with Chris. He is the owner of the company that does all the weddings that I do. So we stayed friends over the years, and I've been working with him since I was 19 years old. Crazy to think that I've known them and worked with them for more years than I didn't know them and not work with them. Those kind of flips are happening in my life right now, where I'm realizing, it's been 30 years of this or 30 years of that. I've been playing guitar for, 35 years, 40 years. It's a shame that I'm not any better, but at least I'm okay. And it's a good thing. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this capped off and then get this guy started. I'll be back. Okay, so this guy is loaded for bear, and I'm going to let him go do his work. And so he's going to finish playing wheat, and then we got barley on that last field. This is going well. I've been playing this for 3 hours. I did fall asleep for one of those hours, to be honest with you. While they were out there working, I just kind of put a cover on my chair and leaned back a little bit, and then it was like, and it's been an hour, and he's done. Nap time. All right, so it happens. Sometimes I have to catch myself. I'll be recording and I'm falling asleep, and then I'm just randomly talking about nothing. I'll be like, yeah, and she was in the barn hanging out with the cows, and those cows really like Barbara Streisand, but if you ask me personally, I don't think she's a very good guitar player. And usually those moments get edited out. You say, Arthur, what is he talking about? But Arthur, he does what he wants to. I've been really struggling lately, folks, to be honest with you. The channel is doing really poorly right now. Everything is doing bad. And no matter what I'm doing, I'm not getting a lot of views. And I think it's time to start a new map, but I don't want to. I really want to keep doing this one. And so I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm just going to keep doing this series until when the new, this is where I'm at. I'm going to try to do, and I've been working a little bit on, what is that other farm? The English one, whatever park. I'm trying to get into it and I can't. What's going to happen is, here's where we're at. We're going to run this series. I have to make a plan. We're going to run this series until the expansion comes out. And when we get the new Polish map, I'm just going to move to Poland. And that's going to be our map for... probably our last map for Farm Sim. Wait, what do I need to get? I need the tedder. Where was that? Is it in there? Was there a tedder in there? Oh, shoot, right there. Okay. Probably, honestly, our last map for Farm Sim 17. Or, I mean, 21, 23, whatever we're on. 22. I think, because I think 23 will be coming out next year. So maybe we'll do one more map somewhere in there. But, you know, I thought the USA map would keep the audience captivated, and it really hasn't. Just disappointingly, it's been the same as all the other maps. I thought all you guys would be like, yeah, USA map, because, you know, we're all, you know, I'm American. Most of my viewers are American, like literally 80%. But they don't seem to care. So I think it's more about just having a new map, and so we may do that. Part of me does not want to pander for views. I really dislike when people do things just to get views. You have no idea, like with Starfield coming out, how many top 10 things not to do in Starfield videos I've seen from people that just came out of nowhere, and they've got 300,000 views. And I'm like, man, I should have done that. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe, no, I don't want to be everybody else. I don't know. It's really hard for me because I don't, you know, do we go for clickbait to make money? What is my goal in this channel? And I think right now, even though I really need it to make money, to be honest with you, now that I don't have work, I do need the channel to do better. But that means I can just throw myself at it a little bit more and maybe try to do 2 videos a day. That'll double my income. But that's a lot of recording. I don't really have time for that. Ain't no one got time for that. And my life the work has been very busy lately. So I'm you know, I can't set that kind of pace. I could go back to streaming, though. That doesn't really make much money either. So I don't know. I don't know what to do, folks. It's a conundrum. Ooh, that was a good one. Did you hear that? Woof, coffee. Yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum. I'm not sure what to do. Just on a personal standpoint, I really enjoy the series that I'm running. Like, I'm having fun with this map. Court Farm, I'm bored already. You haven't seen an episode for a while because I got bored of it, and it's just the same thing over again. Harvest grass, feed the animals. And probably the Poland farm will be a little bit like that, but because it's a little farm, we can do that a little bit more affordably. I don't know. We'll have to see. Definitely gonna have to get some mods in there. And I don't know. I feel sad that the channel's not doing. It's not, like I said, it's not like it's doing terrible. We're just not really getting any new viewers, and we're not getting any traction. And I don't know. And I don't think Starfield really affected it. I've been watching the trends. This is a trend that's been happening for months. It's not just that we did a couple Starfield videos. I think we've got 6 videos up there from Starfield now, maybe 7. It's more of just an overall, people are losing interest. And so please don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. And nor am I saying, like I said, I don't ever want this to become like I'm doing this because I need the money. And unfortunately, that's what, in my situation, it does help. Like, it pays my child support, but I don't get any extra benefits from doing it. But I wish it could just be something where I could just enjoy it. And that's once again, that's why I think with this farm, I'm going to run it for a couple more months. I want to see what happens. I want to at least get through the winter of this year to find out, how much money we make and how much, what we need to get for next year. And, it's been an enjoyable farm, and I definitely want to keep playing it. So this is one of those rare circumstances where I've actually stuck with a farm and made it profitable. You guys know that from being around my channel. It's like the running joke is that, the farm's never profitable because I leave them before they get to that point. And so I think nobody ends up believing that I can actually make a farm profitable. But in this case, we have I've got all the equipment that I need on this farm now, except for the sprayer. We still have to buy that, but we don't have to get a $300,000 sprayer. But we're going to have $300,000 of crops come in this year. or more. And then next year, we were already planted for next year, so it's just going to keep going up and up and up. Soon we'll have 500,000, then we'll have 1,000,000, and then we'll have a couple million, and we can look at expansion, and that's what I like. But it takes a long time to get there in Farm Sim. It does. You can do it fair compared to other farming games. You can do it sort of fast, but now that we've switched to a year system, like it used to be with, farm, because I analyze all this stuff. I do. I really think about this stuff. With Farm Sim 15, you had the silage thing, and we didn't consider it cheating back then, and it really was not cheating, but it really was somewhat unbalanced. And silage it still is a pretty good powerhouse to make money. A lot of effort goes into it now and a lot of time, whereas it used to be just you'd make it every day and sell it every day, and the amount of money you made for it was literally 10 times more than you could make anything else. So if I took all these fields and made silage in Farm Sim 15, and once again, growth for all crops was about 3 days in Farm Sim 15. So after 3 days, I'd bring home a crop of, silage and sell it and make $1 million easily, if not more, in one growth session. That's not so with Farm Sim 17. You got to grow the grass. That's 2 months. You got to, mow it, row it, and all that stuff. That's the work part. And then you got to let it sit for another 2 months before it becomes, silage. So there's 4 months involved, and you can do that twice a year. And the pay is good. It is still. I don't want to say it's once again, if I were to do this whole farm, I'd probably. We'd be close to $1 million if I just silaged all the fields and sold that as, silage bales. We would make a bunch of money. So it's still a little bit overpowered. And the fact that you can do multiples a year, that's what really makes it strong. It's not like the other crops where you only get one crop a year. With silage, you get, multiple crops. So we can still go that route, but the pace of the game is slower since they went to the year, and that is, we knew that was going to happen. We knew that there was going to be a pace change. I think it drove some players away. And I think it's, some people are losing interest because I'm not introducing anything new here. I'm slowly growing my farm. Well, I don't know. It's just not working. So I'll let you guys vote with the views, but I think once we go below 100 views, at that point, then I'm out. Right now, we're at about 350 per video, maybe 400. I'm never going to quit doing YouTube. I will say that. Like, even if it gets really bad, it can never get worse than when I first started. So I've got enough people that I'm going to at least have some followership, but I may have to start doing stupid, like, I like this mod video. And I should do something like Arthur's top 10 mods, But I don't think that I'm a name anymore in the game. Where people used to come to my channel for information, they now go to or annoying, or I edited a part out. I mentioned a certain YouTuber, and I'm not going to say that on the air, but there are certain YouTubers that tend to be, I would say they probably are the go-to sources for news nowadays, and I'm not. And it's mostly because, one, I'm completely unprofessional. I never show my face. I don't have a studio. I can't afford that. Though, I guess I could use my office here as a studio, but I just don't. I don't know. They've presented themselves as, we are the source of news, and they've then become that. And so when Farm Sim comes out now, those guys get everything a week earlier before the rest of us do. I still get early access, but not the early access that those guys get. And so I guess I'm just not relevant anymore. And maybe that's okay. I do miss it a little bit, but it also gives me the opportunity that if something else were to come along that I'm more interested in, which hasn't happened yet, but, at some point, this channel was originally a World of Tanks channel. And then Farm Sim came along, and I was super interested in it, and I, literally, dove head first in, and the timing worked out, and the channel did really well for that era. But now I'm not so sure anymore that that's where my passion is. I love Farm Sim, but I've also been doing it for like 15 years. Well, no, I mean like 10 years, honestly. But that's a long time to maintain the same thing. And unfortunately, some channels grew because of personality and stuff, and mine's not that kind of personality. I'm not a good storyteller. I'm not a good what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't present like a real professional appearance. I don't do webcam. I don't have a studio where I professionally edit these photos. I kind of record long sections of video and toss that out there, and it's not like super polished work. So I do a little bit more for my tutorials and stuff, but now that there's a million other people doing those, I am not the source for that anymore. I feel like people go other places to get their information. And that's partly my fault for not, sticking with it through the years and kind of getting behind the eight ball. But I had life going on. So it is what it is. Anyway, the point is this. We are still having fun. I know you guys are enjoying these videos because I get comments all the time about how much you guys enjoy the videos. I know there's a portion of people out there that, do get bored, though, and disappear and don't come back and watch for a while. And then I get busy and have spells where I can't release videos every 10 minutes, and so it's like I end up, I think, maybe driving people away because I can't release an episode, especially like this. As you can see here, all of this stuff as I've been jibber-jabbing to you, how long it's taking me just to get one field done. Now imagine all the work I have to do off cam. So there's no way I'm going to get more than one episode a week of this done, if that. And it depends on how busy the week is. The last couple weeks, I've had photo shoots all day, every day. Right now, I've got 550 plus 350 is what? 800 plus 175. So right now I have just shy of $1,000 of photos that need to be edited sitting on my computer. And here I am playing Farm Sim. So you can see the pressure is, well, do I want to get an episode of Farm Sim done to keep everybody happy and hopefully keep people from leaving the channel? Or do I say, well, I'm going to make $10 off of this and, $1,000 off of getting those photos edited? Because as soon as they're edited, in fact, I got to bill somebody too, so I'll throw that in there. I haven't done the billing yet. That's another $250. So we're over $1,000 now that I did work in the last couple days. And I need to get those done. And here I am playing Farm Sim to make a video. So it is a choice of, and that's good. I'm glad I have that work, because otherwise I would be like, those jobs are the things that make this happen. Because then I know that, well, at least I've got that coming in, and I don't have to feel stressed about trying to make this, we're just going to dump that farm because it takes too long. And those are the kind of things that have kept me rolling on this farm. So you can thank my clients for allowing us to have fun on Farm Sim. But that's my point, is it does take a long time. And I am not whining. I know sometimes people listen to these videos and they go, oh my God, he whines on. I'm not complaining. I am super happy to have you guys. And I'm super happy to be able to record and have fun and actually share my life with you guys on YouTube. It's a little weird, but it's considering how much of an introvert I actually am. I'm pretty introverted. I don't go out much. I don't like to be in parties. I have to make myself do those things. I'm not a socialite. The fact that this works, it's weird, but it does work. And anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and continue here, but that just some food for thought for you guys. I don't see any massive changes coming to the channel, except for maybe, once again, when I start the next series, I might try to make it a little bit more edited. We may throw some truck sim mixed in and make it, part of the series, but You know, we will never make it the only part of the series that, because I know there's a lot of people that don't like watching truck sim. So we'll kind of sneak that in and not have it as part of these episodes, but have separate, like, okay, in the next episode we'll be driving, so if you don't like the driving, skip it, you know. And we'll go from there. But like I said, the last farm that I do too, I may really try to make it a co-op so that I have collaborators. It's good and bad. Having collaborators is good and bad. Because I have to deal with my schedule, I have to deal with their schedules, and my schedule is so wishy-washy. I feel bad for those guys, because it's like, hey, can you play this week on Tuesday? And I'm like, no, I can't, unfortunately. I have to go here. You know. And especially with photography, a lot of people want it done like around the golden hour, which is like 5 to 7 o'clock, which is normally when I would do that kind of stuff with people. And then my wife needs picked up from work at 7 or 8. So by the time I get back home and get into the studio, it's, you know, we need to eat dinner, and then it's like 10 o'clock, you know, so. It's never easy. I'm going to try to get some truck sim done tonight. Hopefully we'll have an episode of that coming up too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm going to get this done. Now I've jabbered the whole time. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Bye. All right. So we're finishing up the last Ted. It's the last Ted-a-row. And I'm going to let this grass dry until this evening. In real life, you would do that. You'd let it sit out in the sun for several hours and let it dry. And so we're going to do just that. It is a nice day. It's a little bit overcast, but it's going to be turning to sun here in the next hour or two. And we'll let the sun dry these out. And then we'll windrow it up and collect it before the night. And I think that'll pretty much, well, except for the planting that we got going on the other side. Looks like he's stopped. I must have missed a message from the... Let's see how he's doing. Yeah, he ran out. We are bouncing through fertilizer. Anyway. Yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll finish this up, and I'll take care of that and get him started on the next group. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I let me know in the comments. I'm imagining everybody that watches this watches Court Farm. Do you guys care if I continue that series or not? I'd like to get some cons and pros. So make me want to continue that series, because at this point I just don't care. This is the farm that I'm interested in. But that's me being selfish. So if you guys really want me to continue to do Court Farm, I will. I feel bad. Like I don't know. The fact that I had to restart it really kind of killed me. Like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're not even going to get to, you know, do this the way I wanted to do it. We're going to have to restart. So that kind of put the kibosh on for me as far as the enjoyment factor. Because I had a nice start going and then I had to redo it all. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Should I continue Court Farm? I haven't really had anybody ask. I've been looking through the comments to see if anybody noticed that I haven't done an episode in forever, and nobody said a word. Derail Valley, I get comments if I don't do one too quickly. This one, I get comments. Snow Runner, you know, hey, where's the next Snow Runner? But I do not hear anything from anybody about Court Farm, so I guess nobody really cares, and that's, you know, if it's a waste of my time, I'd rather not do it. So anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode. Have a great night. In the next episode, we'll be tedding and rowing in the afternoon, and we'll get that, or not tedding, we'll be wind rowing and collecting, and finishing up our planting on the wheat and the barley. So see you next time. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, and have yourself a merry September. Bye.